Just moments after President Trump's coronavirus diagnosis, conspiracy theorists began flooding social media platforms with unfounded speculations. For more on this, let's bring in CNET senior producer Dan Patterson. Dan, I don't want to give oxygen to some of these crazy conspiracy theories, but it is important for both campaigns and for the American people to know what is true and what is not. So what are you seeing trending right now?
Yeah, Vlad, that's a very important distinction that you make there. Look, we want to be able to identify a lot of these conspiracies without giving them oxygen. So I almost as soon as the news broke, very early this morning, I started pinging sources, both in the true believer QAnon world and those who study disinformation and conspiracies for a living. And one told me very early this morning that I have never seen, I'm paraphrasing, but he said, I have never seen an environment more noisy than this. But two major trends have emerged over the last few hours in terms of disinformation and inauthentic content. One, this conspiracy about hydroxychloroquine. And we saw a massive boost just after the president announced that he had tested COVID-19 positive. We saw a massive boost, over 219,000% of posts mentioning hydroxychloroquine. Of course, this is a debunked alleged medication for coronavirus. And some of the posts around that allege that the president is taking hydroxychloroquine and will be just fine. The second major trend that we saw was a number of, and when I say a number, I mean tens of thousands of posts from QAnon and similar conspiracy theorists calling for the election to be postponed, to say this is totally illegitimate and that we can't have an election with a sick president. Many of these accounts, and we use some online tools to kind of pull posts in bulk so we can look at a lot in a short period of time. Many of these use the same language over and over and over. So it appeared as though many of these were inauthentic and not actual humans posting.
That is good to differentiate, because we have learned from you that when it comes to misinformation online, there are sort of bots, organized, nefarious characters outside of the country or maybe inside of the country. And then there's just the misinformation that regular people kind of spread. And to that end, this news seems like it's tailor-made for misinformation. I mean, I posted it on sort of my various platforms in the wee hours of the morning, and almost instantly, people who are not into QAnon, people who are not into any of this stuff, said, how do we know it's true? Do we, this something sounds funny about this. Like almost instantly, people started to doubt it. It's almost tailor-made to sort of fill the vacuum of skepticism.
Yeah, Anne-Marie, that's exactly right. Look, there is another important distinction here that you rightly point out, and that's the difference between disinformation and misinformation. Misinformation is exactly what you identified. It's when you hear a rumor or your friends say, well, is that true? Is it not true? It's a rumor or it's false information without a critical component, and that is a motive or a purpose behind it. That is what we call disinformation. So when your friends spread rumors or call into question facts or science, that's misinformation. When there is an overt campaign to spread untruths, that's disinformation. And what we've seen this morning are both of those things, but the disinformation has been amplified so much so that it is crowding out almost everything else.
So the question, of course, becomes, could this information be exploited online by those who want to do us harm?
Yeah, it could, Vlad. So, look, we've been looking into some of the tools of disinformation this summer, and what we've found is kind of confirms what we found in 2016 and 18, and that is that the tools of disinformation, at least for social media, are really inexpensive and really easy to use. In fact, we found cracked versions of some Twitter bot tools floating around on the dark web for free, and we see evidence of those tools amplifying QAnon posts. So although this isn't conclusive, yeah, Vlad, absolutely. If you want to weaponize social media, it's really easy to do, and it's dirt cheap.
All right, Dan Patterson, my friend, thank you very much. We appreciate it as always.
Great to see you.